I think he's a little bit more under the radar, which leads me to the next guy, Joc Pederson. 2020, Joc Pederson had 43 games played, 23 hits, 16 RBIs, 7 homers, and he only had a 190 average. Now, I've heard a lot about Joc recently. I've done a lot of research on this. I didn't just look at last year's stats. I know that's unfair. But this is a name that has been dropped in my comment section a ton. And I really had to take a look at it before I definitely gave you an answer. I think this is definitely a possibility. He is a free agent right now, and he's there to be picked up, so you don't have to go through the Dodgers. You just have to pick him up off free agency. The only thing that makes me worried is that big-time drop-off last year. Obviously not the numbers he was looking for. He only played in 43 games, batting below the Mendoza line. So if you go back to 2019, the numbers are a lot better, and I think that's a much better representation of who Joc is. 36 homers, 249 average. That's good enough for a lot of people. I don't know if it's what the Braves are going to look for, but if it happened, it would not be the first time that the Braves look to someone to have a bounce-back year. Josh Donaldson is a perfect example. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I remember vividly the videos of Donaldson out there working on the hit machine with Kevin Seitzer and figuring it out. And then he ended up popping off at the seams. I think the Braves could be that destination for Joc Pederson, and I think it could help the Braves out with their current situation. I think it's a potential move. I don't know that we'll be able to look at the move with a fair look until the end of the season, just because of we don't know what we're going to get. We don't really know what to expect if we were to sign Joc Pederson. But I think it's a potential move. The Braves have looked to this idea of postseason experience. And frankly, in recent years, nobody has more postseason experience than the Dodgers. Joc Pederson has been a big part of that. And Joc, I'm gonna read off some of his postseason stats in a minute. And I don't know if you realize how significant it really is. I'm going to do it in a second, but realize the Braves signed Pablo Sandoval this year. Gave him a postseason roster spot specifically because he'd been to the postseason before. So that's how much they value postseason experience. Last year in the postseason, through 10 at-bats, he batted .400. He had 3 RBIs plus a homer. In his career, Joc Pederson has 9 postseason homers, 272 average, and a 349 on-base percentage. Simply put, the guy is a playmaker. And this could be just under the radar enough to be Alex Anthopoulos' style. And he could pull the trigger and bring him to Atlanta. It has certainly been speculated on recently, and I think it is certainly a move.